Now, we're going to start this build video off a little bit different because there's a lot of question marks regarding this new gear set. So before I even get started with the build breakdown and gameplay and blah, 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 badass stuff, what I need to do is explain why there's so many question marks regarding this gear set, okay? So before we even get into it, by showing you the title and the thumbnail and all of that, you know it's a Cavalier build. The Cavalier is the brand new gear set that was just introduced in the Division 2 at the start of Year 5, Season 1. Now, the problem is that even the description is wrong. So, according to the product director, Morten Ryberg, the description should not say reduced incoming damage and instead should say reduced incoming skill damage. Okay? Now, this is reverting the gear set back to what it said in the PTS Phase 1 for this update. Now, instead, at launch, we have, and you can see here, it just says reduced incoming damage, which is what showed us, back in PTS Phase 2. Now, the question marks for this is, with the description being wrong, a lot of people are claiming that the gloves or the set or the backpack, the chest piece, whatever, just this set in general is not working the way it is intended. Now, the only real way to test that would be in, PvP and, test it out probably in the Dark Zone because Conflict right now is unplayable. But with that being said, there's a lot of question marks around this gear set. Now, another reason why I'm hesitant on making this build video is that you can't farm this gear set anywhere in the game. So the only way to actually get this gear set would be by just farming your normal season levels. Because even over here at, like, say, the summit, if we go down here, Hot Shot is the last one. And we can't even farm the newest brand set either, the Electrique. Neither one of those show up in targeted loot at all. And then if we go over here to Countdown, same thing goes. There is no Electrique or the new gear set. So you can't farm for this gear set. The only way to get this gear set is either by leveling up your season reward track, or you can come over here to the seasons vendor and oh no, that's the wrong one. The countdown vendor. There we go. And right here at the countdown vendor, you have a cache called the Year 5 Season 1 Broken Wings cache. Now, this is the only other way to get this gear set. So there's a lot of, I don't know. So people are claiming that this set isn't working properly. The developers are saying that the description isn't proper and you can't farm for this gear set. However, a lot of you keep asking for it. So without further ado, here is your Cavalier build video. What's going on, YouTube? Kamikazevondoom here with another Division 2 build video. Now, shout out to the DoD Disciples of Doom. And in today's build video, I'm going to bring to you the ultimate tank build featuring the Cavalier gear set. So sit back, relax, grab that popcorn. Don't forget to hit that like. Subscribe if you haven't already. And let me know what you think in the comment section below. But let's go ahead and jump into the build breakdown. Now, another thing I need to bring up is that Unbreakable is not currently working in the game. So I wanted to use Unbreakable, but instead I have reverted to the Closer to not only give my secondary weapon more amplified damage, but it'll also give me more total armor and armor on kill from the brand set bonuses. But I think I'm getting ahead of myself here. So let's start off at the top. With the specialization, we are using the Technician specialization. Now, the reason being is I am using the Kingbreaker for my secondary weapon. The Kingbreaker is amazing and it hits like a Mack truck. And whenever you're using a heavy tank oriented build, things with really high base damage or amplified damage talents to help that base damage get higher are things you need to focus on, because you can't build into the crit, you can't build into weapon damage, things like that, because you're using a tank build. And that's the logic behind here. So I'm using the Lady Death primarily because it's a running gun SMG that has a lot of amplified damage. So it only makes sense that my secondary weapon would be more for like mid to long range and would also carry a lot of that amplified damage. Because remember, not only do we run everything with damage to targets at a cover, but we also have perfect flatline on the Kingbreaker. So using perfect flatline with perfect spotter is a good choice. And then remember the total armor and the armor on kill, it's also a good choice. But with the Technician specialization, that gives me the ability to run this attachment right here, the linked laser pointer. So just by aiming my weapon, it'll pulse the enemy, and I immediately get the amplified damage not only from perfect flatline, but also perfect spotter. Now, another cool thing that Technician gives me is another skill tier. So whether you like it or not, my EMP Sticky is a tier 2. That's nasty, especially at expertise level 10, because the EMP blast radius is what you want, and this sucker has it. It's nasty. And then, of course, the decoy is also a tier 2, which doubles, it's at 100% plus health, which is amazing. I love it. And then, of course, you get that increased threat from the expertise on the decoy. Now, that's why we're using the Technician. Let's talk about the weapons. Primary, I know I already spoiled it. It's the Lady Death. This thing's amazing, not only in this game, but also the Division Resurgence. Sorry. And I can't get enough of this weapon. It's so much fun for running and gunning, and the increased movement speed is just bar none. It's really the cream of the crop. Now, with 2 million armor, this thing is sitting at 72.8k total damage. Now, it is at expertise level 16, so I can make it 6% higher if I choose to later on. It just costs so many electronic components. The exotic components. Now, the attributes, everything's maxed out: SMG, armor damage, and crit chance. But it's all about that talent Breathe Free, and that's what I'm talking about using it with a tank build. You want the amplified damage, and the Lady Death does not shy away from that. So Breathe Free when moving. You gain 4 stacks per second, but 8 stacks if you're sprinting. Now, you can only hold a total of 32 stacks. However, each of those stacks is a bullet. So you have 32 bullets of amplified damage of 75%. Not only that, but every kill with this weapon will grant you a 20% movement speed buff. And man, I wish it was all the time. If you could toggle that movement speed, it's addicting. It truly is, especially when you're, trying to take down landmarks in the dark zone, or you're trying to do your exotic chest run or what have you. This weapon is perfect for that. Kill that red bar, whatever it is, get that movement speed going, build your stacks up quicker, and go to town. Now, secondary is the Kingbreaker. This thing is sitting at 107k total damage, and this thing is at 22% expertise. So I can make this 1% higher, because with this latest update, we can get up to expertise level 23. Now, with the attributes, everything's maxed out: AR, health, and damage targets at a cover. And then, of course, it has flatline. Now, the sidearm doesn't matter. Use whatever it is you want. I have my placeholder here, the backup boomstick. Everything's maxed out. Expertise level 16, though. Total damage, 1 million. Max damage targets out of cover. And then, of course, close and personal for that extra weapon damage. Now, let's talk about the build. So, there are two different styles of play for this build. This is the solo dolo play style, okay? Now, if you are truly trying to PvP with the Cavalier set, I would highly recommend using this alternate right here. So this one has 2 y'all instead of the closer. And the reason being is I have 1 pulse mod on that build to give me not only max hazard, but also max pulse resistance. Now, I know that a lot of my viewers are typically not going to care about that, and they just want a normal version to use in PvE or open world stuff or whatever. So that's why I'm going to show you this version. But just to be honest with you, when I do use this set and I'm with my team or whatever, I'm going to have that pulse resistance because that's just the smarter move when doing PvP. So if I could have max pulse and then give my team max hazard with the 50% reduced incoming damage or incoming skill damage, who knows at this point what it is. I think this is a great asset to every team in the game. I mean, to have a tank like this that gives you full hazard and that reduced incoming damage, oh, it's dirty. All right, so now that we have talked about the weapons, let's deep dive into the build. And the build is not possible without this exotic right here, the Ninja Bike backpack. Now, yes, the Ninja Bike backpack looks different because, yes, it's still bugged. And no, they're not going to fix it. So you're looking at the Bonehead backpack skin instead of the Ninja Bike. But regardless, there are 2 things that are amazing about this exotic backpack. One being you have one of each core attribute. You get a weapon damage core, a armor core, and a skill tier core. Not only that, but you get the talent resourceful. So it slots in with any brand set or gear set to fulfill a set bonus. For example, I have 3 pieces of Cavalier. However, with the Ninja Bike backpack, it makes it the 4-piece. Now, with that being said, I do have the Hollow Man mask, which is y'all gear, and with the Ninja Bike, it gives me 2-piece of y'all gear, which gives me that extra weapon damage. Now, with the closer, I immediately get that total armor increase from the brand set. However, with the Ninja Bike, now I get armor on kill. Or, if you want to run that other version that I just showed you, you would get pulse resistance. Okay, so that's your Ninja Bike. Well, it also has a mod slot, and for this one, I have crit chance because I still wanted to have max crit chance on my Lady Death. Now, the first piece of gear, let's talk about the mask. This is the Hollow Man mask. This is a named y'all gear mask, and the y'all gear brand set bonuses we get for this build: 10% hazard, which helps our Cavalier set talent. And then also 5% weapon damage, which helps out that Lady Death and Kingbreaker. Now, as far as the attributes, we have max armor for the core. It comes with health damage for an attribute, being the Hollow Man mask. And then I rolled on there hazard protection to help out that Cavalier set talent even more. For the mod, I chose crit chance because, again, I wanted max crit chance on the Lady Death. Going to the chest piece, we do have the closer. This is the named Uzina chest piece. And the Uzina brand set bonuses we get for this build: 5% total armor and 10% armor on kill. For the attributes, we have max armor for the core, max hazard protection to help out that Cavalier set bonus, and then crit chance with a max crit chance mod. Now that leads us to the Cavalier set, and to be honest, it's all about the Cavalier set. So let's talk about the gear set bonuses and this amazing talent, or talents, if you will. So the Cavalier gear set, which was just introduced in Year 5, Season 1, you cannot farm this anywhere. I've already stated that. The only way to get this set is to either just progress through your season levels and get it through the reward track, or by purchasing a Year 5 Season 1 cash through your countdown vendor. Now, the set bonuses: 30% hazard, which is amazing. The 40% repair skills is also amazing, but I'll show you that in a different build video. This is just my ultimate tank build for the Cavalier set, and then we'll get into, the best, Cavalier meta later on. Now, it's all about the talent, because this is the thing that not only did the devs say that it's not right now, but also players are saying it's not working properly. Now, I'll explain how it works, but again, players are saying it's not working properly, and the developers are saying that the description's wrong, so I don't know, okay? Just take it as it is. Don't kill the messenger, So the first part of the talent, it's called charging. So for each second spent out of cover and in combat, your agent will receive 5% reduced incoming damage for a max of 50%. Now at charged, once you hit charged, because remember, at all points of this, you are getting reduced incoming damage. You see what I mean? Whether it be the 5% or the 50%, you're still getting reduced incoming damage no matter what at all times. Now, at charged, you gain immunity to any movement speed debuff, which I believe would be what? Movement speed debuff. That would be Sledgehammer, right? Because that's a movement speed debuff, right? So things like that. But not only that, but the next part is the part that I'm really harping on for this build video, is that it shares all of your hazard protection and all of your incoming damage reduction to all of your allies for 10 seconds. And that is the part that makes this stand out more than anything. Because now you can sit there with a 2 million armor build at full hazard, so you're already full hazard. But not only that, what is it? 5 to 50. So every 10 seconds, you will give everyone on your team full hazard and 50% reduction in damage. That is ridiculous. Ridiculous. And then it takes 10 seconds for it to charge back up, and then you give all your allies that again. So this is your tank support build that can also do damage, because we have the Lady Death dealing the amplified, and then we have the perfect spotter with perfect flatline, with that Kingbreaker. And the Kingbreaker has 31% health damage. It's pretty ridiculous. But yeah, so that's your build. I hope I explained it to the best of my ability, and that you got everything out of it. Now, as far as the attributes, everything's just armor and hazard. You had to do everything armor and hazard just because you want to hit that 2 million armor mark and you want to be at max hazard. So it makes sense, right? I'm using the closer for the amplified damage. I'm using the Hollow Man, not only for the weapon damage increase, but also the health damage. Now, looking at the skills, you can really use whatever it is you want. Remember, you're at tier 2 because you have the Ninja Bike and you have the Technician specialization. So you can use whatever skills you want. I was using the EMP and the Decoy just because I was in the Dark Zone messing around. Now, finishing up with the stats, this is for the Lady Death. Now, we are sitting here at 72.8k weapon damage. It's only 24.2k in PvP. We're at max crit chance, 50 crit hit damage, 70 headshots, 6 armor, and 10 health. Now, remember, for the Kingbreaker, we're at 31% health damage. Nice. Now, going down to the offensive tab, we're sitting at 46% all weapons damage bonus and 30% SMG damage bonus. So every time we're using the Lady Death, we're sitting at 76% damage bonus total. We do have Resourceful on the backpack, perfect spotter on that chest piece. We are rounded up to 2 million armor. We are actually at 1.96 million. I get 196k armor on kill. We're at 342k health. And then again, we do have max hazard protection. Now, we also have 10% explosive resistance, which is due to my watch level. So here is your disclaimer for all my build videos. I am currently at shade level 4,801. That means all these boxes are maxed out 50 of 50. So if you are at or above shade level 1,000 and you copy and paste my build, you can get the exact same numbers and results. However, if you are below shade level 1,000 and you copy and paste my build, well, some of these boxes are not going to be maxed out. Therefore, you might not get the same results. Now remember, one of the defensive tabs, the 50 of 50, is hazard protection. So if you don't have that maxed out on your watch, you could lose out from being 100% hazard. So just remember that. And that's your build. I hope you enjoyed. Hit that like, subscribe. You know the spiel. I'm Kamikazevondoom, and I'll see you in the next one. Ta-ta for now, motherfucker. All right. Now here's the thing about the gameplay. Okay, I'm just gonna go farm some exotics real quick. So the thing about the gameplay is, I typically play Conflict, but Conflict's broken. Conflict is broken. It's stupid. It's stupid. It's stupid. Stupid. How are they going to touch it and increase, the XP and all that? But it's broken. It's ridiculously broken. So there goes my PvP, gameplay that I typically do in my build videos. Hey, look, you can see the ninja bike. Oh, that's cool. Nice. Now, the next thing that's kind of messed up is that Countdown is broken on most platforms. Xbox and PlayStation, it's not that steady, and PC just as a whole is just not steady. PC's in a weird state right now with their deltas and their disconnects. So, why are my armor kits... there we go. So the next thing that's kind of weird about this game right now in its current state is the Descent. The Descent is, I don't know, it's rewarding because, I was able to beat the Nemesis and everything, the first day it came out. It was all easy. All right, this chest is taken. But some people, most people, are not able to beat the Nemesis. Not only that, but most people are not even able to reach the Nemesis. So that's the problem that we're facing right now, is the weird controversy over them buffing the NPCs twice and then nerfing all of those talents that were so popular during the PTS. And then the other thing that I found that was very odd was that they moved Glass Cannon and Bloodsucker to the exotic pool, which is very odd. Why would they do that? Neither one of those talents are exotics, and yet they were moved to the exotic pool. It's almost as if they wanted to like water down the loot pool for the exotics, therefore not allowing you to get the exotic talents that you want as easily as you could prior. I don't know, it seems weird. But regardless, we have that going on. Then, luckily, we have the Golden Bullet. So the Golden Bullet is my go-to right now. However, it is the worst thing right now for the Cavalier set because there's no need for you to use it during a speed run. Uh-oh. Swerve. Let me heal up real quick. But you get what I'm saying. Oh, thank you. Thank you, kind sir. I appreciate you. I'm going to open up the chest now.
Now detecting contaminated
Thank you. No exotic. Dang. But you see what I mean. So the real people that are going to be looking up the Cavalier set are going to be those that are running in a group. Typically, either maybe open world. I wouldn't necessarily say this is a good one to use in Legendary right now. I mean, maybe as a healer, which we'll talk about later. But just as a tank build, the Cavalier set would only really thrive in the Dark Zone right now the way it is. I mean, maybe Countdown, but again, Countdown's pretty much unplayable on 2 of the 3 platforms. And then the 3rd platform has connection issues all of its own. So, I don't know. The game's in a weird state. There's too many question marks surrounding this gear set. Where on paper the gear set sounds amazing, but then they revert it, they change it back, they say it's one thing, but in the game it's another, but then it's not. It's weird. I'm not sure. Let me know what you think about the Cavalier set down below. I wanted to give you this build because it is a great build to use and you can use it. However, the state of the game for the Cavalier set is in such a poor state that it's really hard to promote this set with a smile on my face. Because there's no real way to farm it. The targeted loot for it is broken. The set is apparently not described accurate and is not working properly. So it's really hard for me to like promote this set without like, you know, mentioning those flaws. Now the next part is just about the state of the game, period. Ooh, the Virginian. Oh, snap. We've gotten an exotic on this run and a Virginian. Look at us. Look at us. But the other part is that the game is in just such a sad state where you have people glitching the descent right now. You have conflict broken. I mean, we do have Golden Bullet, which is fun. I mean, I'll admit, I'm playing Golden Bullet, and I am playing that League event. I mean, that's fun. But then right after I do those 4 missions, what? That's like maybe an hour of my time? And then what? I mean, I can sit here in the Dark Zone and do my exotic farms, but that's only as fun, you know, as it can be for a couple, you know, minutes before it gets boring. I don't know. Let me know what you think about that as well. I mean, I like opening up these dialogues and, you know, having a conversation with the community, engaging, like, what's going on. Because it's crazy seeing how things go behind the scenes and then seeing how it's, like, released in its final product and then how they talk about it but then yet contradict themselves and then what they say isn't true or maybe it is but it's not updated in the game. I mean, there's so many questions. So many questions. I sound like the Riddler from Batman Forever. Oh man, yo, shout out to Jim Carrey. He was killing it as Riddler, dude. However, I do remember that Robin Williams was given that part, but he turned it down because it wasn't the best script or whatever. So having Jim Carrey, I mean, it was a good surprise, and I'm actually glad he did it. That Riddler with Jim Carrey was legendary. Anyways, let's get out of here. We just did our exotic run. Nothing crazy. I mean, we got the Virginian and we got an exotic, so I mean that's good. But we only got 1 exotic, so I'm a little let down there. But yeah, I thought I'd get my armor back by now. It says I'm still in combat. Let's see. Papa Gat. There we go. But yeah, I don't know. That and the Cavalier set, it's just a very niche type of gameplay now. So I'm not sure, you know, exactly who all is going to benefit from using the Cavalier set. If you have any ideas, let me know. But I think that as like a tank and for hazard, something like what I'm showing you, the best part would be like either open world, you know, PvE stuff, or, you know, Dark Zone. But if I were to use this in, like, say, legendary stuff or maybe raid stuff, I think I would focus on hazard and more repair skills, because I think that would be key to making this gear set shine. But it is a great tank build, I will admit. It is good. But I don't know. There are a lot of questions surrounding the set, so I hope you agree with me at least. And if you don't, let me know. I would love to hear your thoughts on this new set. Because remember, this used to be the Paladin set from the PTS Phase 1, and it was skill incoming damage. PTS Phase 2, they changed it to Cavalier and incoming damage. And right before launch, the developers went on the special report and said that they want to revert it back to the skill incoming damage. So I'm not sure what's really going on with this set, but as soon as I get another, updated word on it, I'll let you know. I really hope this guy doesn't steal my Virginian, but we'll see. We shall see. I really don't care otherwise. But yeah, that's it. This is my ultimate Cavalier tank build with a whole bunch of, amplified damage, armor, hazard, the Wikes. And I did show you that version with the pulse resistance, so you could use that one as well. But besides that, I hope you found this video helpful or informative. If so, make sure you hit that thumbs up. Support the channel by subscribing. And I'll see you in the next one, all right? Take care, everyone. Have a good day. Peace.